Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm on my way to Holme Reserve in North Norfolk. First, I stop off at Brancaster Staithe to have a look at the boats and see what's happening. I also stop at Burnham Overy Staithe as well, and I go to Thornham, and then eventually I arrive at home. The North Norfolk coastline is great for little harbours, and I especially like it here at Brancaster. You never know what you're going to see. It just depends what time of year you're here. I have seen a lady artist painting. I filmed her in the past. There's also the man who is here doing the mussels, but obviously that's the wrong time of year presently, so he's not here. Last time I filmed here, you may remember there were lots of people arriving with their boats on the back of their vehicles, and they were all being put into the sea so they could go off for the evening. It's a great place. As you can see, it's a very grey day. Lots of rain, lots of grey clouds. You'd never believe it was only about 10:15 in the morning, would you? Here comes the rain again, so I think it's probably a good time to get back into the car. I seem to arrive here a different way each time because I like to investigate the different roads along the way. So I'm just having to go back on myself a bit to get to Burnham Overy Staithe. Here you are, I've arrived, and it's very quiet here. It's a very grey day and it's raining, so there's not going to be many people visiting their boats. But there was one boat which looks like a ferry, and who knows what he was doing. He arrived one side, came past the front here, and he goes back out the other way. So probably just having a tour around the different areas. Looks great.
I think I would probably take it out for a couple of months. While I'm doing that, I'll probably take it out and have a little bit of rest, stick on the garden. Maybe I might do the week.
I'm now at Thornham, right up, fairly close to Hunstanton. First time I've ever been here. It definitely won't be the last. I think this is somewhere I need to come and investigate more. This information board explains the importance of having salt marshes all around the North Norfolk coastline. They have muddy valleys, creeks, and plant-rich plateaus. They are a unique landscape and an increasingly scarce habitat that is threatened by the sea level rise. Because I'm not 100% certain of every single bird I see, I only know probably about 1% of birds. So I'm not going to say what I think they are. But anyway, she's busy getting some nesting material. Possibly a linnet. This is how it's going to be. It's going to be possibly this, or it might be that. It's a bird that looks very beautiful. On the opposite side of the salt marshes is this marshland where the cattle are. And there are also some cattle egrets in amongst them. This is a Garganey. They are scarce and very secretive dabbling ducks. And they're called dabbling because they've got their heads under the water trying to find insects. If you're wondering how I know that this is actually a Garganey, after what I've said before about not knowing birds and ducks, well, this came up on the alerts that you get on one of the birding apps. It's so incredibly windy here that I've had to take all the sound out of this section. But if you look carefully in that plant, there is a little bird and he goes down to have a drink of water. How I spotted him in there, I have no idea. The sound of the wind is more acceptable. I've left it in, otherwise I've taken it out. And it was such a bitterly cold day when I was filming this. Swallows trying to get the insects off the water. When you look across to the opposite direction from the marshes where the cattle egrets were, you've got the mud flats. And all the waders enjoy being here and having a little probe about, seeing what they can find. I'm now at Norfolk Wildlife Trust's reserve at Holme. What do you think these black pods are? Can you guess? They are toilets. Did you guess correctly? I've never actually been to this reserve before, but apparently at the top of the hill I can see the sea, and indeed I can. And a long way off out to sea is some sort of platform. There's the magnificent boardwalk I'm going to take you along. The tide is going out. The oyster catchers are seeing what they can get as the tide is going out. And I'm trying to be a bit arty here. Looking through the window of the pillbox. There are one or two of them dotted around here and hidden in the dunes. That would have been the doorway. And look how the sand has built up over the years, and there's no way you can get in there now. Just make out the end of the wall there of the pillbox and then see how far it goes along the other way. Along this stretch of the coastline, Seahenge and its sister were found. 2 Bronze Age timber circles that were discovered on the beach in the 1990s. 56 oak timbers were arranged around an oak tree stump. Its sister was made up of a circle of timbers enclosing a fence surrounding 2 large logs that were laid on the ground. They were both built over 4,000 years ago. What do you think this might be buried on the beach? Swallows. I'm no longer along the coastal footpath. I'm now up on the main area of the reserve, and I was going to walk down to that bird hide. And I just started to walk along that boardwalk, and all of a sudden I spotted this beautiful deer. He just looked at me as much as to say, I'm just eating these fresh lovely leaves, and then I'll turn round and I'll let you get a proper photograph of me. There you are. Is that good enough? Is that okay for you? There you are. That's the proper pose you want from me, isn't it? A lovely surprise to see him so close and very used to people, because he didn't really want to run away. A tufted duck on the far side of the lake, and a white-throat bird will sing to you. As with most of the Norfolk Wildlife Trust reserves, there are the Polish conik ponies here. A coot is on its nest, and a beautiful little egret has just landed. This is where I'm looking out at. Can you see the little egret? Now, a huge thank you to the lady in the bird hide who spotted this yellow wagtail through her binoculars. Beautiful, beautiful bird. It's a long distance from the bird hide. Now it's time for a few swimming lessons with Mum and Dad.
Both of them.
Remember the coot on the nest? Well, here comes the presumably father, the dad, with some pieces of reed for her. I wonder if she'll accept it as being good enough. Hard work, all this, getting twigs and reeds to build a nest, so time for a wash. Now look at this lot. Oh my goodness, what a treat this was, right in front of the hide. Come on, Mum, hurry up. We want to go for a swim. While I was busy filming everything from the bird hide, when I came back outside, the conik ponies had been moved to right outside the hide. Now, Ring Ouzels, they are the bird of the day, and they're in that tree. Did I see them? No, of course I didn't. Eventually, all good things come to an end, and I have to start making the very long journey back home. But look what's in Brancaster, an AA box. Who remembers those? I do. I remember the AA boxes on the side of the road and the RAC ones as well. Online it says they stopped being used in 2002. So as always, I'll leave you with some photos I took from a very grey morning. It got brighter as the day went on. I do hope you've enjoyed joining me on today's day trip. I had a wonderful time. Birds, boats, Brancaster, Burnham Overy, Holme Nature Reserve. That's Bertie, my cat, just decided to jump up and join me while I'm making this video for you. Now it's been a while since I've included what's in this photograph, but there you are. I've had several people asking where it is. Fabulous rust. I still think the little egret is one of my favourite birds. I love their fancy headpiece. The fact that they are always spotlessly clean despite walking around in all the mud. Look at the water droplets there. So beautiful, isn't he? Not the best photograph of the yellow wagtail because he was so far away. What is that duck on the right? Do you know? Please let me know if you do. If you've enjoyed the wildlife, the birds, wildfowl, and even Bertie's purring, please give this video a like for me, as that really does help my channel grow, as does sharing any of my videos, and of course by subscribing to my channel if you haven't already done so. Thank you all for watching. I'll be back again soon with another day trip for you all. Probably with the wildlife. Wildlife or ships, I imagine. Thanks everybody. Bye for now.